it will be time to take the Bhaalgorn out. Now, I'm trying to find a way to make the Bhaalgorn even more lethal. Recently, I have changed some of the engineering rigs to improve the capacitor even more. The next goal would be to improve the DPS and to improve the tank. The speed is alright as it is, after all this ship is the slowest battleship in the game. And well, currently the ship goes around 900 meters per second with the micro updrive, and I'm honestly very happy with that velocity at the moment. Now, the final goal with the Bhaalgorn is to have a full officer fit, and well, I'm not quite sure when I'll achieve that, but that's the goal that I have for the Bhaalgorn. I have the A-type build, but I don't use it that often because it's really expensive. The Bhaalgorn with the A-type build costs around 45 billion ISK, and the ship already ate around 65 billion ISK for the rigs only. I changed the rigs on the ship very often. And of course, let me quickly show you the rest of the modules. Basically, this is the classic build for the Bhaalgorn that I have been using for a year now, and so far it still works really well. Now for the rigs, as you can see, the rig integrations are now installed. Now I went with 2P engineering rigs, but the third one might be replaced with a normal rig. Depends if I find that combination to be a little bit better, but currently as it stands, I really like the current build with the current performance, and the capacitor is now very stable. Even with the micro updrive, the resistances are also really nice. That is going to be improved with the new rigs that I plan to equip on this ship. Let me quickly show you the capacitor with the afterburner. Let me quickly find a afterburner. Okay, I don't have a C-type afterburner for some reason, that's my fault. The capacitor is stable at around 55%, which is pretty good. And with the micro updrive, it's stable at around 45%, which is overall a very good result. Now, for the nanocore, I have this tank nanocore. I actually have two tank nanocores, not quite sure where the other one is. But in the future I plan to improve the Nosferatu performance and neutralizer performance on this ship. So might actually swap the main nanocore into another one. Well then, with that being said, I think it will be time to undock, and it will be time to have some fun with this ship. Now the first target for today will be a Rattlesnake. They have jumped through the gate and have appeared at around 42 kilometers away from me, so that means I have to approach the Rattlesnake. This is why I use the micro updrive on the Bhaalgorn. It's actually not that slow. It can reach other battleships pretty quickly. The Rattlesnake now into low shield. I think I will orbit at around 21 or 25 kilometers. That's basically the optimal range on this ship. Distance has been set at 21 kilometer. The Rattlesnake now into hull. Looks like they still have some capacitor left. My capacitor at 97%. And the Rattlesnake has been destroyed. A very nice first kill for today. And also it was a faction battleship kill. So I think today is going to be a very nice day. 3.8 billion, not bad, very nice loot. A decent fit, a balance between tank and DPS, but not a build that I would use for low sec or null sec. Okay, now where is that wreck? I think the wreck has already been looted. Next target we have one faction cruiser. This is the second faction ship that jumped through the gate in a row. The Gila is trying to burn away, but that's not going to work that easily. They are now into armor, but they still have some shield left. Now the Gila is at 20 kilometers, but they are going down very quickly. I think they are using one large shield booster. I guess we will find out what the build is on that ship. Let me go and pick up the wreck. 1 billion, not bad. Medium missiles and a solid build, I would say. It was a medium shield booster. Not quite sure how they boosted so much shield with the medium shield booster. Next target, we have one Abaddon. Now, at first I thought that this Abaddon is a bait Abaddon, because most Abaddons that jump through this gate are bait ships. But it looks like this Abaddon might be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Now I will go and ram the Abaddon, because I think they are burning to the gate a little bit too quickly. So in order to prevent them from jumping, I will go and ram the ship. Although I'm pretty sure that they are far away from the gate, but just to be safe. The Abaddon is, after all, a pretty big ship, so it might appear that it's close, but in fact it's actually very far. Okay, that was a very smooth ram. Now let me prepare for the second ram. That means I have to take range. Although I don't think that they'll be able to accelerate fast enough in order to reach the gate on time. But just in case, let me go and prepare for the second ram attempt. So far the Abaddon doesn't seem to be turning around, so that's a good sign. Setting approach to 19 kilometers. The Abaddon is not turning around towards the gate. They have focused on our Vexor sniper, but the Abaddon was destroyed by the Dreadnoughts. A very nice kill. And I would say a very lucky catch. Not that often to see that ship through this gate. Most of them are bait Abaddons that jump in, but this one was a exception. Now let's take a look at the kill. 2.7 billion, not bad. A solid kill. A very tanky Abaddon, active armor repair Abaddon, and I would say decent rigs. Overall, a nice catch. Okay, the wreck has been looted, that's nice. Let's return to the gate. They only had one Nosferatu, so their capacitor was in trouble against one Bhaalgorn. Next target we have one Apocalypse Striker. Now that ship, the Apocalypse Striker, is dangerous, and they can easily shoot down a faction battleship. They have really good DPS, and as you all know, the Apocalypse Striker also has pretty good tracking, even in the siege mode. So I have to make sure that I deplete the capacitor of that ship in a very short time, because they still can easily kill any of our ships. After all, it's one striker battleship. But it looks like this striker battleship did panic, and they did try to burn away from the bubble, but they got scrambled and webbed. So they are not going anywhere, and now they are into hull. it looks like they still have some capacitor left, although the capacitor of the Apocalypse Striker is going low. I will attempt to ram the ship, but I think it's unnecessary. They are already in very low hull and they have been destroyed. Very nice. And some decent loot as well. Okay. Let's approach the gate, and now let me take a look at the kill. 2.7 billion, not bad. Apocalypse Striker with beam lasers, a sniper Apocalypse Striker. So we were safe at our close range distance. Okay, next target we have one faction frigate, the Mordor faction frigate, Garmur. I really love that little ship. I haven't been flying one myself, but I've heard pretty good things about it. The only downside of that little ship is the speed. It's not that fast. And of course, it's not that tanky. But that's something that's unique to Mordor ships. Okay, well, that was a nice catch. Let's take a look at the kill. 843 million. And, well, not bad. I think we got Mordor debris, which is very expensive. An afterburner on the frigate. That's interesting. Usually I run a micro updrive on the Mordor ships. I guess this works as well for a medium to close range distances. Next target we have one Cyclone Command. Now the Cyclone Command is a very good ship. It can be very quick, very fast, and I plan to fly one. In order to fly the Cyclone Command, I have to skill battlecruisers again. That's basically the thing that I don't have at the moment. Most of my skills are focused on battleships, cruisers, and dreadnoughts. I have some frigate skills as well, but I don't have good battlecruiser skills. And that ship is very interesting, and I've heard that it's very fun, and I kind of want to fly one. And I will fly one. Will be fun to develop a build for the Cyclone Command. Oh, well, looks like we have one Prophecy jumping in. Let's try to quickly engage the Prophecy, but unfortunately they did land outside of the bubble, and, well, they are free to warp away. Okay, let me continue approaching the wreck. And of course, let's take a look at the kill. 455 million, not bad. A PvP Cyclone Command, a very nice build. They also had some rig integrations, interesting. Decent loot as well. Okay, let's approach the gate. Well, today has been very fun. Overall, some pretty good kills, and we made a lot of ISK as well. Next target we have one Dragon 2 Assault Destroyer. No, I did fly the Talvar Assault. I love that ship. Unfortunately, don't have a lot of time to fly it, but the Talvar Assault is pretty good. Now, I forgot to change the approach on 0 on the Bhaalgorn, and unfortunately this Dragon Assault did manage to warp away, but that's okay. I messed up with the approach on this ship. Was set at 21 kilometers, so instead of approaching the target, the ship was actually moving away. Now let me change that. Okay, now it's approach at 0. It happens. I fly like 4 different ships, and all ships have different approach distances. They'll have different orbits, and sometimes I forget to change that. Next target we have one Hyperion. Now I will maintain a 21 to 25 kilometer range from the Hyperion. That's the advantage the Bhaalgorn has over any other ship in the game. The webs, the long range webs and the Nosferatus make this ship excellent for mid-range combat, which in this case is at 26-25 kilometers. The Hyperion is now into armor. They are using blasters. Blasters at 26 kilometers have barely any effect on any ship, so I should easily be able to tank the blasters at this range for a very long time. Okay, still maintaining range. I would guess that the Hyperion uses around 3 armor repairs, but I feel like the capacitor on the Hyperion is slowly going down. My capacitor is at around 85%. I would guess the capacitor on the Hyperion is at around 20%, maybe a little bit lower, but I feel like the capacitor will be depleted very soon. Hyperion now at around 70%, 75% armor. My capacitor is in fantastic shape, and the armor is also in fantastic shape. Now maybe I should orbit, because right now it would appear that I am a little bit stuck in the gate, but I think everything is under control. Now the capacitor on the Hyperion is definitely empty, but the Hyperion did manage to jump through the gate. Now a little bit later the Hyperion has returned, and this time I'm prepared to go and web the target on time. There is the Hyperion. Let's quickly approach. Hyperion locked, webbed, and now I will orbit at 21 kilometers, around 21 to 25 or 26 kilometers, depends on the situation. Now I don't think that they have an afterburner. The Hyperion appears to be slow, so at the moment they will not be able to burn to the gate that easily, and this time the capacitor will definitely be depleted very quickly. Hyperion in 75-80% armor. They are still webbed. Now I am at 18 kilometers away from the Hyperion. Time to go towards the optimal range. I'm taking very little damage from the battleship. This Bhaalgorn is built to withstand a lot of DPS, so I should be good. The Hyperion is now at low armor, setting distance at 19 to 20 kilometers. Now I will attempt to go and ram the Hyperion. They are at around, I would say, 9 or 10 kilometers away from the gate, so they can't jump, but just in case. And the Hyperion has been destroyed. Let me take a look at the loot. Very nice. We got a lot of blasters. Let me collect that. And unfortunately my cargo is full. 330 million estimate. Well, I should have emptied my cargo hold when I docked in the station, but that's fine. The rest of the loot will be collected a little bit later. Okay, now let's take a look at the kill. 2.1 billion, not bad. Triple armor repairs, and overall a tank build on the Hyperion. But the capacitor was definitely the thing the Hyperion lacked in that fight. Next target we have one Tornado 2. They have been webbed and they have been pointed. Now that's a lot of shield on that battlecruiser. They had around 22,000 shield, which is very interesting. I think they might actually use dual large shield extenders. Very curious to see what build they have, and we will see the build very soon. Okay, the battlecruiser has been destroyed. Okay, now let me take a look at the kill. 574 million, a sniper. They had one medium and one large shield extender. That's a very interesting build. Looks like a PvP build, although actually I think that looks like a PvP build, but I might be wrong because I did not see any points or scrubbers on that ship. Might be a PvP sniper build, but overall looked pretty solid. Next target we have one Drake. Approaching the Drake in order to web and point them. They have been webbed and pointed. The Drake is now into hull. And the Drake has been destroyed. Another very nice kill. Let me take a look at the wreck. Because today I am the one who will split the loot, because I have a lot of ISK currently. I sold a lot of modules that I don't use that often. Next target we have one Hurricane prototype. They are trying to burn away from the bubble, but that's not going to work. That was a big first hit, 10,000. Which was enough to send them into hole. A very nice little catch. Now let's go towards the next target. Now, lately I've seen a lot of very expensive tier 6 cruisers. Not quite sure what's up with that, but I will show you a couple examples of that. Now, usually the tier 6 cruisers are around 65 to 95 million ISK. Anything above that can be classified as a expensive tier 6 cruiser. Now this is one Caracal Navy, and the Caracal Navy has been destroyed. Now let me stop the ship, and I will show you the kill. 204 million, they had C-type medium missile launchers, but this ship had a armor tank, which is interesting for the Caracal. And that means I will go and loot the wreck. Next target, we have one Vexor Navy. Let's quickly approach the Vexor Navy. They have landed really far away from the Bhaalgorn, but as with other ships, I can easily approach ships that are in close proximity. My Nosferatu and neutralizer range is 15 kilometers. That's the range at which the ship will deplete your capacitor if you get tackled. And they have been destroyed. Nice. Okay, let me return to my ship. Let's take a look at the kill. 270 million. Well, that's interesting. They had two faction drones. One did drop, so that means I will go and loot that wreck. Always nice to find a faction drone. They are expensive, and I like to collect expensive modules in this game. Currently 317 million ISK in the cargo hold. That's about to be around 400 million when I collect the Vexor Navy wreck. Okay, loot has been collected. Now let's go towards the gate. 390 million, which is really solid so far. That's already 1 month of Omega. The basic Omega, I think. Not quite sure how the other one. Not sure how much the other one costs, but the basic one is enough. Next target, we have one Maller. Now you might be wondering how much will this Maller cost? Well, let's find out. So far, every tier 6 cruiser has been more expensive than the previous one. So let's see if this one follows the same rule. Okay, they have been webbed and pointed. And they have been destroyed. Excellent. Now I figured out that I had a wrong approach distance, so I corrected that to 25 kilometers. Let's take a look at the kill. 316 million ISK. Well, yeah, definitely one of the more expensive tier 6 cruisers that I have seen in the last couple days, but the loot wasn't that good. In any case, that was a very nice kill. Now let's approach the gate. They have been... well, they haven't been pointed and webbed yet. Still a little bit far away. But looks like the ship got destroyed before I could apply my webs and my point. I thought about using the Bhaalgorn with dual webs, but for that I'll have to sacrifice the large neutralizer. With dual webs I'd be able to hold ships a lot more efficiently. Although the capacitor warfare will be drastically reduced because the large neutralizer actually does kill a lot of capacitor of your targets. And I really like to use the large neutralizer on this ship. It's a very powerful module. Really useful against basically any ship in the game. That was a very solid kill, by the way. Let's go towards the next one. We have another Caracal Navy. Let's see if this Caracal Navy follows the same path as the previous tier 6 cruisers. Now this is a very nice looking Caracal Navy. I really like the color on this ship. Reminds me on some of my ships that I painted in a similar way. Alright, the Caracal Navy has been destroyed. Now let's take a look at the kill. 201 million. And they dropped almost all C-type medium missiles. Well, that's around 100 million loot right here. And I will go and collect that. I'm definitely not going to let those missiles out in space. A very solid kill actually. And this is why I go and shoot all ships that jump through this gate, because you never know what build and what modules they have. Now the build is a little bit cursed, I will admit that. One armor repair and shield booster at the same time. Yeah, that's a little bit cursed, but well, okay. Overall, very nice loot from that cruiser. Next target, we have one prophecy. Now, will this prophecy be more expensive than the previous tier 6 cruisers? Well, we will find out very soon. Prophecy has been webbed and pointed. The capacitor on the prophecy is probably already depleted. That's how quick the Bhaalgorn does kill the capacitor of your targets. Which makes me wonder if I should go and equip the Vampire Nanocore. I have a Nanocore that improves the efficiency of the Nosferatus and neutralizers. Although not really sure if it's necessary to use one. I still prefer tank, but killing the capacitor of your target is also one way how to play this ship. A very nice build, 177 million ISK, not bad. Although a little bit less expensive than the previous tier 6 cruisers. Okay, next target we have one Cyclone. And the Cyclone has been destroyed. Okay, very nice kill. And the next target we have another Hurricane prototype. They have been webbed and pointed. They are trying to burn away, but obviously that's not going to work. Hurricane has been destroyed. A very nice kill. I think this is the second Hurricane prototype that we have destroyed today. Next target we have one transport ship. Okay, it might be our lucky day today. Who knows what type of cargo they hold. Well, that was quick. The transport ship got destroyed in basically one cycle from my lasers. Overall, a pretty nice kill. Next target, we have one Omen Navy. You know, based on the previous Navy cruisers that we have destroyed, and most of them were quite expensive, I'm actually quite excited to see the kill of this ship. Who knows what loot they have, but we will find that out very soon. And I just realized how good this ship looks. The Omen has definitely one of the nicer cruiser designs in the game. Although I personally haven't been flying that ship that often. but I think it's actually a really good ship. And the Omen has been destroyed. Let's stop the ship and let's take a look at the kill. Well, this one wasn't as expensive as the previous cruisers, but it was a nice catch in any case. Alright, that was a very nice run with the Bhaalgorn, and I really enjoy flying this ship. Still looking for ways to make the Bhaalgorn even more lethal. The latest rig change that I did is pretty nice, works really well, and maybe I will change the build at one point when I think of a better build, but currently we'll continue to collect A-type modules, and in the future hopefully I'll be able to make the Bhaalgorn with officer modules. That's basically the goal with this ship at the moment. So with that being said, hope that you enjoyed this little run with the Bhaalgorn. Stay safe, fly safe, and as always, I'll see you next time.